Hello and welcome to the War Dogs. Yeah, so I just finished Eyes of Wakanda. Finally, it came out, and I think it's out. It was already out, but like it wasn't out on the other site until yesterday. So yeah, I had to wait. It is what it is. Um, so this is really good. Honestly, I hope. Like I don't know. Like the thing is about this show is that is so good in its bubble and kind of giving us backstory about the Dora Milaje, War Dogs and Wakanda's history so much to the point where it's like I would love to see more content about pre-modern day Earth, like MCU, like pre-modern day MCU. I would act like Eternals did this too. Like the Eternals showed us what was happening in uh pre-modern day MCU as well. I thought that was really cool how they were like the Eternals were like integrating themselves into the world and all this stuff, and I think like I don't know, it just seems really cool. I feel like it would be like a breath of fresh air. This show is a breath of fresh air if I'm being real with you. Like to see pre-modern Wakanda and see how it looked back then. It was like I love what they did with that. Honestly, everybody did so good with this. The animation was some of the best animation. Like this is literally some of the best animation. The animators they got to make this, I hope they got paid big bucks because holy shit, it's some good shit right here. I'm be real with you. Um, the storyline, every episode was just a different part of the timeline leading up to, actually leading past the current day MCU, into the future of 2300s, which is interesting. I kind of like that idea that they're going into the whole like, Wakanda is so powerful to the point where they basically have like, kind of like in Marvel Rivals when you look at Black Panther's Wakanda, they basically like in Marvel Rivals, I think he has control of like the whole like he has control of like a lot of space. Like they have like a giant like planet sized like panther head is so cool. Like I think they're going off that same idea here. Except it's like I think it's MCU, right? And I think and the reason why I know it's the MCU is because the in the last episode, spoilers obviously, in the last episode it was talking about this axe, and that same axe was shown at the museum that Killmonger was looking at in Black Panther 1. So, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool. I just think it's a really cool idea to show that. I think they did a lot of good stuff with this. The writers obviously knew what they were writing, and I feel like it didn't feel like it didn't feel like anything was out of place. It felt like everything was on purpose specifically. I think this is what makes animation better than live action. I'm just being real with you. Like this is what makes animation better than live action because you have to animate all of it, which means you have to pay attention to every single part, everything that you're making on in this animation. Like it's all purposeful. It's on purpose, which means that they can put Easter eggs there. They can put small things, big things. You know what I'm saying? They can really like play with the universe more. And I kind of wish that I would love it if the MCU actually strayed away from live action. If I'm being real with you, like I would love to see a slow like animation quality go back to animation for the MCU, and that way we don't have to use live action anymore. We just use voice actors and good animators and have some fun. You know, yeah, I would love that honestly. And we can get and if they're popular enough, those animated movies can get put into theaters, bro. Just like Spider Verse, bro. And Spider Verse did big numbers, so I feel like the MCU could do it if they wanted to. But that's just wishful thinking, personally, from me. Uh, the story really fun. Um, I was looking at the dates. I'm so glad that they put dates. You know what I'm saying? Because now I can add it to the um to the whole thing, right? I can add it to timeline that I'm making for the MCU here. Not the timeline, but like the whole universe, what it looks like and stuff like that. At the end, they showed the Horde, which is interesting. I don't know who the what the Horde is. I don't know if that's a comic book thing that I haven't heard of yet, but the Horde seems pretty serious, even more serious than Thanos, which is crazy, right? The idea that like Wakanda could have helped, and because Wakanda was so like uh caught up in keeping their secret a secret, you know, they kind of just didn't help out the rest of the world, which makes sense given what happened in what Black Panther 1 and 2. You know, it kind of becomes like one of those things where like they just don't like they just want the secrecy, which is fine. But at the same time, like you gotta come on, don't be selfish now. I I really liked the lion. That nigga was saucy. I'm not gonna lie. That nigga, he was saucy, bro. He was saucy, bro. He had that shit. Every time we saw him, every time every time he had to sit down, he sat down on his throne, looking all cool and shit. I'm like, all right, bro. Like you just aura farming for what? He knew he was him. He knew he was him. I mean, I don't like his methods as to how he was running his kingdom, but like you know what I'm saying? Like when you think you that guy, I mean, you start doing shit, and nobody can tell you different until you get beaten in a fight, and then you know what I'm saying. So I had a good time. Uh, obviously, episode 3, there was Iron Fist. I forgot her name, but she was really cool. She was putting belt to ass. Oh my god. To be fair, she is why, but also it's interesting, right? We saw the first version of Iron Fist in the MCU technically with this show, right? Whether or not they're going to retcon that in the future, we'll have to find out. They might retcon a lot of shit, knowing how Disney and MCU does. They tend to retcon shit, especially if it's made by a black artist or a black creator. They're gonna retcon the fuck out of it, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. Hopefully, they don't retcon the first Iron Fist being the lady in this show because she was fire. Okay, I do have a couple nitpicks. The main character in episode 3 was interesting. Um, I kind of feel like I don't know. I feel like was it him? No, no, no. I think it was was it episode 2? I don't know. There was one of the characters that kind of like flipped his he kind of like he kind of like oh yeah, it was episode 3 cuz he kind of like changed the war dog. He kind of like changed his opinion really quickly and I was like I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't fully buy it. I feel like I don't know why he changed his opinion so quickly towards the end of that episode there, but I think I get it because they had to rush it, you know. But I'm gonna be real with you. I didn't buy him changing his tune so fast at the end of the episode. I was like, yeah, nah. I don't believe that for a second. I don't believe he changed his tune that fast. Nah. But anyway, the rest of it was good though. The fight scenes were great. Um, I like the art style. Like I said, the art style is really cool. I think this is the most unique art style that we've seen. It felt like a painting, like a painting. Yeah, it felt like a painting that came to life. Really cool. Like the idea of like um, what is it called? Pigment painting or something. I forgot. But like I like the way that it looked, the art style. Um, who else? Oh yeah, there's the last episode too where the last Black Panther, the lady, she was cool. I think she was definitely an interesting idea where like she had to go back in time and stop the horror or stop stuff from happening because she believed that Wakanda could have helped if they would have just, actually helped instead of just staying out of it. Um I think oh yeah, the time travel stuff. I'm not sure. Uh I'm not sure how the time travel thing works because like I don't know if her going back in time would have stopped her current timeline from happening because her current timeline is still happening. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like it went like I don't think it went away. I'm pretty sure if we look back at Loki, Loki's time, the way the time works in Loki, it's like when somebody does something different, it like branches off. You know what I'm saying? Like it just branches off to a new timeline. It doesn't actually fix the current timeline you're on. So, but they don't know that. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying? Like time travel is one of those things where you won't know how time travel works until you time travel. You know what I'm saying? So, I feel like there could have been a way where they could have tested out how it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like could have tested it, but I mean, I get it. It was one of those situations where she just had no other choice in the matter, and they probably couldn't test it either because it's like how will we know something changed? You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I think they could have tested it actually because they had a little bit of time, right? Uh, she could have changed the color of something and then see if it affected something in you know what I'm saying? Like, or she could have changed a like the like she could have like genetically she you know what she could have did honestly what I would have did was I think it would be interesting if you would have had a plant took take a plant right a seed go back in time plant the seed and then see and go back to your time period and see if the plant survived right like and put in the coordinates and everything like the exact coordinates of where the plant is right and see if it survived. That would have been how I would have like tried to see if it worked. Because if I would have went back in time, did that, and came back to the present and nothing changed, well, obviously time travel's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not gonna work. It literally wouldn't work because I literally planted the seed and nothing happened. Especially if you plant a seed, like you have to find a seed that like a cactus seed or something, like something that doesn't really like need much tending to, put it in the middle of a jungle somewhere and then just see what happens, right? Um, yeah, I think that's kind of what I would have did. Something similar to that. But I mean, maybe it did something. I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those things where you won't really know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't. Because she wouldn't. She like time travel is always one of those things, man. That's why I like science fiction, because you always have these questions about time travel. Because it's like time travel always has been weird to me, because if something's happening currently and I go back in time to change it, theoretically, I'm not going to remember that I changed it because the timeline changed, right? Like, I don't think I'm going to remember what I did. You know what I'm saying? My memories is going to be different, because your memories is based off of your biological everything, right? So like it's gonna be a different upbringing, it's gonna be a different world, it's gonna be a different brain pattern. I could have different parents for all I know. You know what I'm saying? So like I just don't think realistically time travel is your best option if you want to remember what you did. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you're not gonna remember what you did because it's time travel. If that's only if you going back in time was going to change your future or your present. You know what I'm saying? So time travel is too much of a headache to try to understand, and that's why like time travel just. Uh, I hate when science fiction stuff gets into time travel, because then you start asking all these questions, and it's like ugh, headache. But outside of that, I really had a great time. I was enjoying what they did with that show, and I hope we get a season two. I don't know if we get a season two, but what I would like to see is more time periods that isn't modern day MCU. I would like to see what I would like to see like a spinoff of the stuff that the Iron Fists are up to. A spinoff of what other countries, superheroes in other countries are doing back at that time period. What the Eternals are doing. You know what I'm saying? The Eternals could have been a TV show. An animated TV show. I would have loved that. That would have been fun. With a good art style, peak. I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. I did not need to see a live action version of the Eternals. The Eternals could have been a TV show. It could have been an animated TV show. I think we need to go back to animation. Marvel needs to go back to animation. I am sick and tired of this live action bullshit, bro. I'm be real with you. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm tired. I want more animation. Okay, please, please, dude. We like, man. By the way, it's 6:30 and it's 101 degrees outside. What is happening? Anyway, uh, it's just I would love to see that. That's just me. Let me know what you guys thought about Eyes of Wakanda. Yeah, they did release it on April 1st, which was also Spider-Man Day, which was kind of weird. So the Spider-Man leak outfit stuff got overshadowed the show, which I feel like you can argue that they did that on purpose, and I wouldn't disagree with you. Um, Not a good look. It's not a good look that they pushed it forward to to be released on Spider-Man Day. I don't know. Whatever. Please go watch it if you haven't watched it. I think it's really good world building for the MCU. If you want more world building stuff, I am one of those people. If you know my content, you know me. I am a sucker to really good world building. Okay, like something that really gets me intrigued in a story is world building. If you can build the universe out to be like believable in whatever fictional world it is. Make it believable. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick and tired of these TV shows and movies sidestepping world building for characterization. No, give me the world and then give me the character inside that world. That's what we did. That's what they did with Eyes of Wakanda. And I appreciate them for that. So I hope they continue to do more stuff like that. Um, but yeah, let me know what you guys thought. I'll see you guys in the next video. I don't know when. I don't know what I'm going to be watching next. I'm finishing up Ultraman. I gotta watch some other stuff. Um, yeah, I'm watching the first season of Ultraman, and I'm gonna talk about it. Um, yeah. There's also other. There's something else I was trying to watch. I gotta do the foundation. I gotta talk about the foundation. Um, other stuff. All right, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.